Anybody would like to gather? Can I go back, sorry?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Try again, try again.
That all right? Okay,
You can go further.
I can. No. Hello, welcome everyone. We're gonna get started. All right, welcome and thank you for being here to celebrate Disability Pride. We gather at a time when rights are being threatened, when injustice is loud, and when many in our community are being told they don't belong. So today, we say this clearly and without apology. We belong, we are powerful, and we're not going anywhere. Disability Pride isn't just about celebration. It's about visibility, truth, and strength. It's about showing up in a world that too often tries to define us and instead defining ourselves on our own terms. Our community is vast and diverse across race, age, gender, language, and experience. That diversity is not a challenge, it's our strength. And our movement is stronger because of every single voice in it. We carry the legacy of hard-won battles from the Capitol Cross, the signing of the ADA 35 years ago, to the community-led resistance that continues today. And we fight not just for ourselves, but for every disabled person still being silenced, segregated, or left behind. So today, we honor our history. We claim our space. We move forward together with pride, with power, and with purpose. Thank you for being a part of this moment. Let's celebrate who we are. My name is Katrina Ringrose. I don't know that I said that. I know many of you here, and it's I'm so glad to see you. And it's great to meet new friends. Thank you to Julia Endicott, who really, raise your hand, Julia, is the mastermind behind putting together so many of the details today. Thank you, Julia. Thank you, all of DRM, for helping make today happen. Well, I am really excited. Today, we are honored to present the very first Disability Pride Award, and there is no better person to receive that than Josh Weideman. Where's my friend Josh? Josh is missing in action. He's making his way through. Hear it for Josh. Yes. Now I get to say some good things about you. Ooh. So Josh is someone who embodies what this movement is all about. He shows up not just when it's easy, but when it's hard. He asks the tough questions. He challenges assumptions about access, about equity, about who gets to be heard. And in doing so, he pushes all of us to do better.
Yeah.
Woohoo! He's not afraid to speak truth to power, but he does it with kindness and with authenticity and with deep commitment to justice. Josh is a passionate advocate, whether it's through his words, his leadership, his presence. He reminds us that real change comes from being bold, being honest, and being ourselves. Josh, thank you for your courage. Thank you for your voice. And thank you for reminding us what disability pride truly looks like. Please join me in celebrating and honoring my dear friend, and the first Disability Pride Award recipient, Joshua Weideman. Josh, did you want to say a few words? Are you crying?
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm not very good on the spot, but here I am. It's important to realize that being disabled is okay. Being ourselves is okay. And being proud of that is okay. But we still have a lot of stuff to fight for. There's 36 states with institutions across this country. The only services that are mandatory are the hospital and the nursing homes. The community services are optional. There's a lot of people that are in segregated settings that don't have a choice of community. We still need to fight for them. But in doing so, we still need to celebrate us and the people that are here today. I want to thank, there's a few people I want to thank. So can I have Gwen come up, please? Yeah. Gwen has been being a DSP for 25 years. She's very good at it. We have been through a lot together, and I just want to thank her. And she's amazing, and she's fantastic. Thank you, Gwen. There is one other person I would like to thank. If Adeline could come up, please, that would be great. Hi, this is Adeline. This is a person who has taught me that it's okay to be different and to look different. It's okay to invite and include all different things in our lives. We need to be accepted. We need for people to accept all different types of races, and we need to include everyone. I love you, Adeline, and I'm very thankful to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you, Josh. Let's hear it for Josh one more time. All right. We have some fabulous speakers here today, and I have the honor to introduce our next speaker. Sarah Trites was born in Massachusetts and has lived in Syracuse, New York, Atlanta, Georgia, and Somersworth, New Hampshire. She now lives in Sabattis, Maine. She graduated from Druids Hill High School in Atlanta. She's currently a member of the Central Maine chapter of Speaking Up for Us. She serves on their board of directors. In 2016, she earned the Marsha Rosen Award from Seafood. Sarah also served on the Maine Developmental Disability Council for several years. And she also has earned the Arc Citizenship Award for her volunteer activities. Sarah has been writing stories and poetry since her childhood. Presently, she is working on compiling her second book of poetry. And if you all have been here in years past, you've heard some of those poems. We're very excited to have Sarah Trite back again this year to share one of her poems.
Thank you. I call this poem Celebrate. Today is a celebration of ourselves, our past, present, and futures. This day we celebrate our friendships. From these we get our strength. We celebrate our struggles. From these we learn to overcome adversity. We cherish the gifts we have within us, keeping them alive, letting them grow, never losing sight of our horizons. We believe in who we are. Friends, you embrace the diversity all around you. Thank you for giving us a helping hand, working with us for the very safe future, walking beside us, helping us stand. So please, always remember to dance with music within you, sing songs from your heart. Celebrate yourself every day of your life and believe in who you are. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Okay, hello. Before I introduce our next speaker, I do just want to make one quick announcement because we have a wallet that somebody lost. It's up on our front table. So Corey Cleary is anywhere. We have your wallet at the front DRM table. So please, if anybody knows, Corey, also pass that message along. I am pleased to introduce Bridget Rankowski, who is a powerful vista mosaic creature both on land and in water. They are an artist, educator, and advocate living in Maine. Bridget participates in state and national disability boards, as well as works with several research groups addressing intersectional topics such as healthcare barriers and suicide prevention. More than half of her life has been spent in the autism advocacy field. They have been heavily involved as a content creator with major autism organizations, including Autism Speaks, Autism Society of America and its affiliates, and the Autism Women and Non-Binary Network. They contributed a chapter to the award-winning publication, Sincerely Your Autistic Child, What People on the Autism Spectrum Wish Their Parents Knew About Growing Up, Acceptance and Identity. Most recently, they were one of the main writers for Autism Speaks Adult Autism Diagnosis Toolkit, a guide for identifying autism in adults and figuring out what comes next. Geared towards adults who are newly diagnosed as autistic or who may be questioning if they are on the autism spectrum. They were the recipient of the 2018 Outstanding Commitment to Autism Advocacy Award from Autism Society of Maine for their work in the state of Maine. When not doing advocacy work, Bridget can be found being professional learning. Thank you so much, Bridget. Come on up.
I have had the privilege of living a million lives, and I'm still not done yet. I grew up with an artistic mother who always encourages me to follow my bliss and chase my joy. This joy has led me to become a professional mermaid, a fire performer, a circus performer, and so much more. I find joy in play and creativity as much as I find joy in spreading happiness to others. There's a word we use in disability culture and beyond called intersectionality. It can be a big word and a complicated one to understand. It basically refers to the way different parts of a person's identity or background come together and interact. The term can help us show the ways in which we are more alike than different, when at first we may not think we have some things in common with each other. For all the lives I live, for all the activities I do, I am first and foremost disabled. Care for my disabilities, both my physical and mental, must always be my top priority. I no longer have an ounce of guilt or shame in advocating for my needs because my disabilities are a part of me. I am a disabled mermaid. I am a disabled circus performer. I am disabled. For all the travels and adventures I go on, one of the biggest things I still see so much of is isolation. People feel others will not understand them or their experiences. When I talk to these people, I'm glad to spread a little bit of joy. Their joy comes from learning others have the same disabilities as them and can manage the symptoms. Their joy comes from learning that there's a name for the combination of symptoms a person may experience that confuses even their medical providers. Their joy comes from even just having someone to listen to what is going on in their lives. I won't stand up here and say that every day is rainbows and sunshine, because that's not true. Even this week, I got caught by surprise with a flare up in my leg that prevented me from sleeping. In those moments lying awake, I was taken back to 7 years ago when I was in a car accident that caused the leg pain, and it prevented me from getting a full night's sleep for over 18 months at the time. Still, I will search for the joy and chase my bliss. The world is too beautiful and magical for me not to want to be a part of it. Earlier this week, the sky gained a new star when acclaimed poet Andrea Gibson passed away. The Maine-born poet had a way of speaking to the human experience, and their passing will be felt for years to come. I want to leave you with an excerpt from their piece, The Nutritionist. What I know about living is the pain is never just ours. Every time I hurt, I know the wound is an echo. So I keep a listening to the moment the grief becomes a window, when I can see what I couldn't see before. Through the glass of my most battered dream, I watched a dandelion lose its mind in the wind. And when it did, it scattered 1,000 seeds. So the next time I tell you how easily I come out of my skin, don't try to put me back in. Just say we are here together at the window aching for it all to get better. But knowing as bad as it hurts our hearts may have only just skinned their knees, knowing there is a chance the worst day may still be coming. Let me say right now for the record, I'm still gonna be here, asking this world to dance, even if it keeps stepping on my holy feet. You stay here with me, okay? You stay here with me, raising your bite against the bitter dark, your bright longing, your brilliant fists of loss. Friend, if the only thing we have to gain in staying is each other, my God, that's plenty. My God, that's enough. My God, that is so, so much for the light to give. Each of us at each other's backs, whispering over and over and over. Live, live, live. Looking at Michelle. Michelle. You predicted.
I'm sorry.
Hello, everyone. This is Michelle Ames. I work for Disability Rights of Maine and have for the last almost 10 years. I have the honor today to introduce my dear friend and amazing person, has worked on behalf of so many people. She works as a vocational rehabilitation counselor for Central and Northern Maine. She works for the Bureau of Rehabilitation Services. A fun fact about her is that she loves to paddleboard,
and kayak. Anything to do with the water. Who of you here likes coffee? A lot of us, right? Sitara also loves lattes. So please give a warm welcome to Sitara Sheikh.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, everyone, and hello. I'm Sitara Sheikh. I am so excited to be here today. Thank you, Disability Rights Maine, for inviting me to speak before you today. I have a question for all of you in the audience. What does resilience mean to you? What does resilience mean to you? Anybody? Anybody? Yeah, go ahead. Never giving up. Great. Anybody else? Anybody else? We've got interpreters in the audience. If you could speak up.
What resilience also means is standing up to those who oppose us and fighting and battling back and fighting for our rights and fighting against those who oppose us.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you, everyone. I asked myself, and as I thinking back on my younger self, what did resilience mean to me? I was a super curious young person. I was assertive, and I will share a few examples that I think meant resiliency during my youth. My parents always encouraged me to be curious, to try new things, to not let anything stop me. And I participated in so many things while I was young: horseback riding, dancing, playing the piano. And I just enjoyed trying new things. Now, I'll tell you a little story. The dance teacher who was teaching ballet did not want me in the ballet class because I was deaf. And my parents advocated for me and said, she's going to be in that dance class. And through my experience with that ballet teacher, she must have changed her mind because I was invited to be part of the recital at the end of that school year. And then a few other things that happened to me when I was young, moments where I realized I needed to advocate for myself. Until the 6th grade, I was at a school for the deaf. And then in the 6th grade, I went to a mainstream public school program in a pretty small town. And I had my very first IEP meeting at that school. I had a teacher who was my social studies teacher. And what I remember from that classroom in the beginning, we were doing different pieces of the curriculum and chapters during that first few weeks of school. And I would raise my hand all the time because I had an answer to a question that was asked. I was never called on. The teacher would call on my classmates. I was the only deaf student in the classroom. And after 2 weeks of not getting called on, I gave up. I was like, forget this. Why bother raising my hand? Then we had a test on those chapters. I got 100 on the test. I have a pretty good feeling that my classmates did not get 100. And I could see my teacher's face that he was surprised that a little deaf girl in the 6th grade would get 100. So that was a real lesson for me as well. And, all I really wanted at that moment was to be given the benefit of the doubt. And then thinking about my later life and the things that I had to deal with, microaggressions, oppression, struggles. I know that many of you in the audience today have suffered from those things as well, have had to experience those things as well. We have to approach each of those situations. And for me, it's approaching them with grace. All of us have lived experience that is valuable. We need to continue to be resilient. We need to continue to share our abilities to advocate with others so that they can advocate for themselves. And we are so much more than our individual disabilities. We are human beings. I am Sitara. I am more than my disability. All of you, each of us is so much more than just a disability. Thank you so much for your time and your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Satara. I have one announcement. Someone lost a gold Lululemon keychain with a BMB key. If that is you, please go to the DRM t-shirt table, welcome table. And finally, I am so excited to introduce Secretary of State Shenna Bellows here today, who we all know has been a champion to ensure that voting is accessible to all Mainers and ensuring that right maintained. So Shenna, thank you for being here.
Thank you. I am here because I want to say thank you. And I want to give you three examples of how people here today at this party have made a difference for the state of Maine. I want you to know that your voice matters to me as Secretary of State, to the legislature, to all of the elected officials in Augusta and in Washington, D.C. as well. So 2024 was a big election year. More people voted in Maine than ever before. And the self-advocates in the room, I see a lot of my friends, worked really hard with me to do public education and voter education and explain voting rights. You in this room were one of the reasons that more Mainers participated in the election than ever before. So thank you for that work. The second thing that happened is on Elections Day, Disability Rights Maine and many of you here at this party, you went out to the polling places, not only to vote and make your voice heard, and that was huge, but also to inspect, to make sure that the voting places were accessible to everyone. And then Disability Rights Maine did a report because not all of the places were accessible, right? We need to do better. We need to make change. Did a report to my office, to the clerks, to hold us accountable for doing better next time for the next election. And so I want to say thank you for that, because speaking truth to power, saying to the Secretary of State, guess what? You did good, but you got to do better because you was not quite right. That's hard, but it matters. So please keep speaking up, keep speaking out. Help this whole community celebrate our democracy and celebrate your voice, and hold our elected officials, people like me, accountable for doing better to make our democracy a democracy that works for everyone. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Now, for everybody's favorite time, I am so happy to introduce our band that's going to get started. The band Frankenstein.
Check.
My hand.
Hi, but my name is Paul from the mixing up music, a concert fan. Welcome. Hello. We are a blue Frankenstein. My name is Paul Sandberg. And this is the band. I got my Mary, we Ready, stage is Robbie from the studio, EFX Spy, and for me, and this is that. We are, we're going to play your favorite songs if you love. And it's so great. Subject to a disability rights, A. I am back over here to pay everyone. Are you guys any story up there? Are you guys music?